Hi, I'm Lisle Turner, and this is my director's commentary on the importance of being honest, a tautly written, perfectly structured microplay by Tena Štivičić. The first thing we'll notice immediately is the one-to-one frame, that shot in a social media-friendly format for online distribution, but also to show the kind of different boxes that people are placed in society, and also to differentiate it a little bit from your normal kind of short films and things like that, as a nod to the theatrical origins of the piece. And you've got great actors here, Julie and Connie playing the two interviewers, and Maya playing the interviewee. And it starts off, there's a little strange atmosphere, but it looks like it's going to go okay. A little bit over effusive from the interviewers, and from one of the interviewers, a little bit cold from Julie's character. So you start to get a sense that things are, even though they seem to be going well, they're probably not going to end well. And that was something that we really worked on in terms of the look, costume from Carl Davis, and the production design from Fiona McLean, and obviously the styling, the camera by Ahmed Hussein, was to create this kind of Hitchcockian style, or even in a more contemporary style like Alex Praga's reinterpretation of Hitchcock scenes, where there's just a sense of social pressure. We've got lots of neutral colour, and then just flashes of hard colour against those, red on the nails of Julie Hesmondhalgh, and it just feeling like it's a heightened state here. And then as we start to see that unease realised, because as soon as Maya, playing Iris, the Serbian interviewee, starts to speak, the reactions from her interviewers are one of discomfort, because they're just a little bit jingoistic, a little bit prejudiced.
That we don't need a man on the team to keep everything from turning into a catfight.
Culturalism comes into play, and they start to look for a reason to be able to reject this candidate solely on the grounds of her background. And as we do that, we go to these Dutch angles, skewed angles that show the skewed nature of their thinking. Something that I remember very well from the Adam West Batman series when I was a little boy. All the supervillains would always be shown on a tilt to show their minds were unbalanced. So we've done the same here for the two interviewers, as their thinking gets more unfair and unjust.
It's quite big.
And Maya playing Iris is still trying. She's still being reasonable. She's still being charming. She's framed very naturally with nice soft light, and to show that she's the goodie in this scenario.
Parker Smith, if you can believe that.
The singles where she's flanked in soft focus by the backs of her interviewers make her look a little bit under pressure, isolated, and kind of, she keeps trying. But the smiles are on the other side of the table, becoming more forced, more aggressive.
Unless they're born with it.
You can really see the nice soft lenses that Ahmed Hussein brought to the table here. They looks very nice. Nice soft light on Maya particularly. Jumping into close-ups from wide shot, another technique that Hitchcock used a lot, just to give you a slight sense of unease. And as the tension starts to build, more Dutch angles,
psychometric tests have its limitations.
more awkwardness. Great complicity between Julie and Connie here as the interviewers, playing very well off each other. Very old friends, which I didn't know before the shoot.
Challenging an interviewer is a pretty poor choice.
It was nice the first time they played together, even though they're both Coronation Street stalwarts, they'd never played next to each other. So that was a nice surprise for us.
I think good strategizing is an important requirement for the job.
I didn't think it was relevant.
Oh, okay. Can we just...
The prejudice becoming more overt now.
How is my background relevant?
You can see the character dynamics between Julie and Connie's characters, where Julie is the leader and Connie is more passive in her prejudice, more scared of her boss and following where she's leading, which is not a good place. And finally, Maya playing Iris, she can't help but respond. Presents an interesting challenge for the audience, because as she gets angry in the piece,
I would have to be an idiot to employ that as a strategy. Please.
Those with particularly British sensibilities might start to feel a little bit like, well, that's just not on in an interview. And you have to remind yourself not to react with that kind of culturalist mindset and know that the woman is being discriminated against, and it's probably not for the first time. So has every right to get that off her chest and challenge this feeling, but it doesn't go down well with our jingoistic interviewers.
Less dead. Oh! To be honest.
I would ask you to calm down. I'm sure that we can keep this
civilized.
Big close-up on the clock, again, adding to the tension.
I think we're not going to be the right fit for you.
And the end of the interview. Certainly not what the candidate would have hoped for. And then we're back to the stable level shot at the end, just to show you that this is the everyday world of these two characters, and they haven't learned anything from this encounter. Quite the opposite. Some very uncomfortable laughter that just goes on for a little bit too long. Nicely improvised originally by Julie there. And we end on the big close-up of the red talons, knowing that, unfortunately, the next person may suffer the same fate.